Don't shut me out.
Hey guys. Oh, look, I got stars. We are live. I am Carolina Romaniuk from Achieve with Carolina Live, and today's wardrobe is from Sleep Fairy. So you see my little headpiece? I got little shooting stars. I'm wearing a shirt that's similar to like a PJ. So this is today's video coming to you live from Sleep Fairy Land. So I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes for everyone to start signing on. 10 o'clock is way past everyone's bedtime. Hi, Jane. Matching digital accessories today. Yeah, I'm trying. So let me know how your day was. Mine was kind of, it went by really fast. There was a lot of stuff lots of projects that I'm trying to complete. Like I was mentioning to you, I have a course that's coming out. Me and one of my friends were putting it together, Katie Kowaleski, and it's called Your Child's Sleep Manual. So we're putting the webinar together, finishing up the website. We're so excited for it. So it should be coming out in the spring, and we're just putting all the little finishing details on it, and I can't wait to launch. So it's like the title, it says Your Child's Sleep Manual. So it comes in 6 modules, and I will start to tell you a little bit more about it when we start getting closer towards it, but I'm so excited. So how was your day? Let me know in the comments below. Did you have a hectic day? Did you sleep better today after watching a couple of my videos? Did you sleep badly today? Well, yesterday. Let me know. Jane says, insane quick, so slammed at work and was late leaving work, frustrated nanny, and then Ava was overtired and took I know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, my little ones, we had a crazy day today too. Hi, Angelica. Thanks for joining. My oldest has wrestling practice. So 3 days a week, whenever he has those days, it's just sleep really gets kind of pushed out of the way because he gets home really late. And I hate it, but he really likes it, so I'm not going to stop anything. And we just maximize his sleep later on during the week, on the weekend. So I make sure that he gets his naps in, and we do an earlier bedtime. So that's how I kind of overcompensate for lack of sleep during the week, if that's a possibility. But you already know that I'm a very big believer in early bedtimes also. So, you were also running home like a crazy person, Jane? Aw, yeah, I hate those days. So today's topic, what we're going to be talking about is that you have tried sleep training and it just didn't work. There are 10 pieces that are like 10 top reasons in why this happens, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. So hi Alyssa, thanks for joining. So recap, we're going to be talking about that you have tried sleep training before, some version of it. We're going to kind of go into the different parts, and it just didn't work. That there was something that it didn't click, you couldn't either stay consistent, but I'm going to go into the 10 top reasons that I received from parents on why sleep training for them has not worked, and why at some points that they actually felt as though that they were giving up. I hope today's video is going to do justice for you guys, that you're going to understand a little bit more. I hope I don't get kicked out. Like yesterday, I had so much fun with that funky little headpiece, so I tried to resemble it today. Tonight, we're doing live with Sleep Fairy Carolina coming to you from my dining room, and we're going to be talking about I tried to sleep train and it didn't work. So let's begin. Hi Mila, thanks for joining. If you guys have any questions, feel free to jot them down. For my replayers, I love you. Thank you so much for watching afterwards. Either it was way past your bedtime and you probably zonked out sleeping with your little one, or you just have some time the following day. So thank you so much for watching the replay also. And feel free to comment. I will be able to respond to the comments after the live video is finished as well. And make sure that you share so we can get more of your friends on. Hi, my love. Hi, Mila. Make sure that you have your friends coming on too, joining the conversation and liking. I love the likes and the sharing that everyone else helps me with here. So let's continue. 85% of the time that I get clients that call me, most of it is because that they have tried some sort of sleep training in the past. That they tried it for maybe 5 minutes, they tried it for half an hour, they tried it for a week. Sometimes I get families that tell me I'm on day 65 of sleep training and it's just not working. So it depends on, what have you tried, how have you implemented it, and I'm going to go into the top 10 reasons in why sleep training does not work for you, and how to go about that and how to fix it. So when moms and dads call me, they also start telling me that they have tried everything. That's a main cue that I really get. And when I start digging a little bit more into it, I ask, well, what have you tried? And then they would mention to me a whole slew of things for sleep that they have tried to do. And most of them are actually trying methods that they have read on mommy forums, on Facebook forums, that they've read on blogs, that they've read in books, that they've asked their friends, their relatives, the mailman, anybody that has a child or knows about kids that can talk about sleep, gives their 2 cents. So then they take that, and then what happens is that they pray that night that their child is going to go to sleep, but they don't have any type of a plan that will help them in achieving their goals. It's kind of like winging it. And actually winging it is one of the top 10 reasons in why sleep training fails, because you don't have a plan. So let's get into the sleep training fails and what happens. So we're going to go into 10 of them. Hi Galina, thanks for joining. So sleep training fail number 1 is focusing on a method alone. You don't want to focus solely on one method. Usually what I like to do is I like to implement a method that the family is currently using. It's usually a gradual technique with an exit strategy. So what that simply means is your child knows a specific way and you are comfortable in a specific way at this point in time in how to place your child to sleep. If it's feeding them to sleep, if it's rocking them to sleep, if it's sleeping by them, if it's talking to them, things like that. So you already have some sort of routine set in place. Then what you want to do is continue on with that process, but you want to have an exit strategy. How are you going to achieve your goals? If your goal is for your little one to sleep independently without you being there, so the fact that you can just place them down in their bed, give them a kiss goodnight, and say sweet dreams and then leave. How are you going to do that? So using one method alone and just focusing on that is like 10% of what you should even do. It's part of my program called the Sleep Trifecta, where we go into 3 aspects in what you really should be focusing. So the first part is at the right time, and then in the right amount of sleep, at the right time, and in the right place. So the right amount of sleep, every child, according to their age, has a specific amount of hours, quantity and quality of sleep that they need. So you want to make sure that you match that with your little one. The second one is at the right time. So our body produces melatonin at specific times during the day. Melatonin is your sleep hormone. You want to make sure that you're placing your little one down at the highest peaks of that. So then that's how you prevent any type of tantrums or crying, and you can actually place them down peacefully. So that is when you track those 2. And then the third one is in the right place, making sure that you have a consistent sleeping space at all times. So focusing on one method alone does not help. It actually sabotages you. And in 90% of the time, when parents use a method, they're not making sure that it is complementing their child's behavior, that they're just winging it, like I mentioned, and they don't really know the steps of it. So for example, if a family is doing a direct approach like cry it out, which works, but what you would want to do is make sure that it is complementing your child's strong behavior. They have to have a strong behavior if you're going to use something like that. And if you're going to do cry it out, it means that they are safe, that you have fed them, that they're clean, that they're in their perfect sleeping space, and then you give them a kiss goodnight, and then the only time that you enter into the room is when they wake up. So that is the actual approach of cry it out. But most people, from what I keep hearing, is that they would go in for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something like that. That is not cry it out. That is an interval approach, or AKA fervor. So you should really know your methods before implementing them and the process of how to properly use them. So then you have a plan. So sleep training fail number 1 is focusing on method alone. Sleep training fail number 2 is keeping the child awake through naps. I get so many not suggestions, but pieces that parents are telling me that they try and keep their little one awake through naps because that they're scared that they're not going to be able to sleep through the night. It actually, in most cases, it works against you than for you, because you're taking away sleep from your little one. So people that are signing on, I'm talking about that you have tried sleep training before and it didn't work. And we're going through the top 10 reasons that sleep training has failed for you. So one of the factors that I was mentioning is that you focus on method alone. The second one is keeping the child awake through naps. So you want to make sure that you're instilling naps. My children are 6 and 4 and they still take perfect naps. So you want to make sure that they're getting the quality and quantity of sleep. It has to be balanced, so then you can eliminate any type of night wakings as well. Then you have your third sleep training fail. That is starting sleep training with naps alone. You want to focus mainly on a larger scale. Bedtime is a larger scale. That is when your sleep drive is much higher and you have a higher probability of making sure that you can stay consistent with your sleep plan. There are no distractions at night and you can really help your little one sleep beautifully. So starting at nighttime is ideal when you're starting sleep training. You don't want to focus on naps at first. So sometimes what parents do is that they split up the sectors and they do nighttime. Once they get that situated, then they go into naps. The fourth sleep training fail is feeding too close to sleep times. Some children are very sensitive when they are fed and it's, like a few minutes, 20 minutes close to bedtime. Their full tummies keep them alert, especially if your little one has reflux or silent reflux. You want to make sure that they're keeping them upright, and that feeding them too close to nap time or to bedtime can affect that. So you want to be kind of aware of what times you're feeding your little one and that it doesn't have an association that starts to form to sleep. The fifth one, so let's do a recap of the four. Sleep training fail number 1 is focusing on a method alone. Sleep training fail number 2 is keeping your child awake through the naps. Sleep training fail number 3 is starting with naps alone and not focusing on bedtime primarily at first. Sleep training fail number 4 is feeding too close to sleep times. Sleep training fail number 5 is placing your child down fully asleep. So for an example, let's say you're rocking them or you're holding them or you're sitting by their bed and you wait for them to fall asleep. That's called faking to sleep. What that means is that your child's last memory when they close their eyes is of you doing some sort of an approach. So if it's rocking, if it's sitting by them, if it's holding them, if it's feeding them, that's an association that they start to understand. When they close their eyes, this is how I fall asleep. And then when they open their eyes, if they're not in that same position, they freak out. And then that's when sleep training fails, because parents don't understand in how to break that association. So that is one piece that I would want you to look into, is putting your child down drowsy but awake. So when you put them down drowsy enough, they're alert of what's happening and they could fall asleep. Sleep training fail number 6. I feel like Vanna White. 6. Okay, not knowing the difference between tired cues and overtired cues. So I can't tell you how many times I get parents telling me that their kids can't go to sleep early because they're jacked up on adrenaline, they're wired, they're so full of energy, and they don't know what to do. that means your child is that much more overly exhausted. If they have so much energy jacked up and they're not sleeping properly during the day, that means that they are overtired, which means you would need an early emergency bedtime to start to compensate for that if they are not sleeping during the day and bedtime is not appropriate for them and they're having night wakings. So overtired cues means already tantrums. It means the rubbing eyes. It's more as in physical features, yawning. You have a couple of minutes to when a child goes from tired to overtired. I am very, very serious on this because I've had many cases where I've actually timed it, and it took some children, it took them as little as five minutes to go from tired to overly exhausted. So when they were tired, they were just staring into space. They were just not interested, very chilled, very relaxed. And then 5 minutes pass and then they start screaming. They start having tantrums because they're overly tired. Then what happens when that happens is that the mom or the dad or the nanny, whoever is taking care of the little one, takes a very long time to try and comfort them to fall asleep. That's when it can take 45 minutes to an hour, and all you can do is literally wait until your little one has passed that time, that cortisol level, that stress level has passed its cycle, and that they are going back into the sleep stage. So you really should be paying attention significantly to understanding your child's tired cues versus overtired cues. Sleep training fail number 7. No support. This is huge. I have so many moms that contact me and tell me that they're the only ones that are implementing the sleep training, that they don't have anybody helping them, and I am more than happy and I am honored enough that I can be there to guide you and to be your coach, to be your cheerleader, to be the one that you could vent to if you had a shitty day, to be the person that we can smile and laugh and make sure that we celebrate all of the accomplishments that we go through together in achieving your goals through daily communication, through emails, through phone schedules, in different ways that we can work together. But not having a support system is very important. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try and plug my phone because it's like doing like shadowy things. Hold on 1 second. I just want to charge it so I don't lose you guys. Let me put this in on my laptop. Okay, so I'm seeing we're getting awesome questions. Hi, Marina. Hi, Angelica. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Alyssa. Hold on. Let's see if this is going to work. Got hair on my face. Okay, 1 second. I'm trying to charge. Okay. So I'm going to hold my phone. So we are on sleep training fail number 7. So again, if you don't have a support system, that is going to make or break sleep training for you. So I want you to be on the same page with your husband. I want you to be on the same page with your nanny. I want you to be on the same page with the grandparents. It's not, you didn't create your little one by yourself. You obviously had help and you have a support team. If it's myself, which I would be honored to be, or if it's someone in your family or a friend or a mommy forum or something of that sort, but you need a support system in order to make sure that you are achieving your goals and they are more kind of like an accountability buddy. Got it? Okay, so then sleep training fail number 8 is lack of consistency. That is really, really important. So you want to stay consistent. Children need a straight story. They don't need to be confused with pieces. Mommy does this, then the next day mommy does that, or daddy does this, and then daddy does that. They need a straight story. Children love patterns, and they like to see A, B, C, D, and this is how I fall asleep. If things start to go away from that, and there's a lot of change that starts to occur. Change sucks for kids, no matter what kind it is, and then that is inevitable when they start crying. So you don't want that to happen. You want to make sure that you are staying consistent with your sleep plan, with what you are implementing. That is key, and that is actually one of the hardest pieces, because there will be times during the sleep training process, and it's normal that children regress, and what you need to do is to continue on staying consistent, and then you will see the light at the end of the tunnel. So sleep training fail number 9. I can't show my fingers to do the counting because I'm holding my phone, plugging it in right now. So that is fear of early bedtimes. By now, you should know that I am a lover of early emergency bedtimes. Yes, I call them early emergency bedtimes. So you should not be afraid of them. Early bedtimes can literally be, depending on the age, anywhere between 5:30 and 7 o'clock. I am known as the early bedtime gal. It is your savior. If naps suck, use an early bedtime. Your early bedtime will depend on what time your little one finished their nap, or if they didn't have a nap. And you will then you might bump it up by half an hour, or you might bump it up by an hour, but you would need to do an early bedtime. I don't want you thinking that if you put your little one down at 5:30, or if you put them down at 6 or 6:30, that they're going to wake up at 9, and then they're going to wake up numerous times at night. The whole reasoning behind that is that you're adding back sleep that has been lost during the day. Sleep has to be balanced. So early emergency bedtimes are your key. Don't be scared of them. Wink, wink. Okay, so sleep training fail number 10. We are down to number 10. For everyone that is signing on, we are talking about that you have tried sleep training before and it has failed in some sort of way. So I'm going down through 10 top reasons and why sleep training could have failed for you. And if any of these reasons do kind of show a light bulb going off for you, I want you to understand that they're normal, that everybody goes through this process, and that's actually where I come in and I help you to understand that you need to create a plan for yourself, and we do that together. So sleep training fail number 10 is having no plan whatsoever, and you're just winging it. You're practically praying that your little one is going to sleep, and you don't know how you're going to do that. Either you pray every night and you don't have a plan put together at all, or maybe you're using a method, or maybe you're trying to implement something that your best friend told you, and you are just seeing if it's going to help. Maybe it might help for a day or two, and then you're back from square one the second week or a month later. So you need to have a plan. You need to stay consistent. Sleep training is not a 1 day, it's not a 2 day, it's not a 5 minute, it's not a 1 hour. It can take anywhere between 2 weeks to 1 month, yes, 1 month of staying consistent and having a plan that is based off of your parental philosophy and your child's behavior. That's simply what it is. I help you with sleep hygiene and behavioral aspect. So if you guys have any questions, I see that we do. I'm going to start answering them. So let's see.